Hello, hello, hello. So I want to take a look at this big bundle, Nordwar All-in-One AIO Definitive Edition. This is ported and bundled by the Love King. Now, the size of this is 763 megabytes, so it's really big. However, you'll notice that I kind of do my own thing, which is very similar and probably very close in size to what they've done here. Now, this does require the unofficial Skyrim Special Edition patch, okay? So it does require that. I want to make sure I mention that. This is a, now notice their notes here. This is a replacer and leveled loot list mod pack, okay? Now, of course, all credit goes to Nordwar for all their different armors and things they've created. We love the Nordwar stuff, right? So if you look and read through here, you'll see that it contains a lot of Nordwar stuff, and you'll see a lot of different things. Realistic armor, unplayable faction armors, new Legion. This covers a lot of things. It doesn't cover like everything in the world, but it covers a lot of things. So what I want to do is hop into the game. We're going to be on mic, and we're just going to show you what these look like, what is included, and you'll also see perhaps what is not included, okay? All right, see you there in a moment. All right, so this is Mike. Now, one thing to note, this does not include the guard armors or the Stormcloak armors, okay? I forgot to mention that earlier. It does include a lot of things and a lot of weapons and stuff, but now you'll notice the Daedric stuff is pretty much the same. Dragonbone stuff, pretty much the same. When you get down into Dwarven, I don't think you're going to see a lot of difference here. See, still looks pretty much the same. Now we get down into Ebony. Again, this looks mainly the same. Now I'm looking at weapons because I thought this was an armor and weapon replacer. Now I'm starting to think I was wrong. Let me go back and check that real fast. Alright, so if you look here at the mod description, this is a replacer. You'll notice down here, it does contain most of the armor and weapon mod. Okay? So, the weapons are supposed to be changed here if they were included. Now, just like when they mention up here, the armors, the guard armors and Stormcloaks are not included. Well, I think some of the weapons are probably not included from what we're seeing, okay? And of course, this doesn't affect clothing at all. So, weapons are included, but you have to get down past all of these that aren't included, and you get down to Imperial, and you can see here, I like the Imperial sword. You can see what's included. The iron weapons here are included. You can tell they're different. I'm not sure that these Nord hero weapons are any different, so I'm going to move on. Orcish looks the same. I don't see any difference there. The silver sword, is that different? Maybe. I don't know. The Stalrim weapons are the same. Is the steel any different? The steel does not look significantly different to me. It may be different, but it doesn't look significantly different. So, really the only difference in the weapons I'm seeing are in the iron weapons and the Imperial. I didn't see any difference in the Elven or the Ebony or the Dwarven. So, minimal weapons. However, now you notice I'm wearing this. That's because this is unchanged. I want to show you what has been changed, though. The Ariel's armor has not been changed. Now, your banded iron armor is going to be different. Let's just take this stuff off here. Okay, that's your banded iron armor. Let's go down to iron and just throw on some boots and gloves so you can appreciate it. I do have a lot of stuff in his inventory to do these types of shows, and some of these things are unchanged, okay? Some of these things are just unchanged. So there is a limit to what has been changed. There we go. Now at least he looks like he has a more complete outfit. Let's look at the helmet too. There you go. So this is iron banded along with some other iron things to make it look right. Okay. So I think this looks good. And here's an iron shield if you'd rather have it. Looks good, right? Now, let's scroll back up. Because you can see, even in my fast scrolling, you can see a lot of things are unchanged. So it says Nordwar all in one, but I think there's a lot of things that are not here. And I'm not trying to be overly critical, it's just, a fact. Now, this is the banded shield, though, okay? Alright, so let's go down. That didn't change. The bear armor would not have changed. I don't think the blade stuff changed. No, it's the same. We're just going to move on past the bone mold. The chitin. We'll throw it on real fast, but no, it's not changed. I didn't think so. The things that will have changed will be the other stuff, The Daedric armor has not changed. Not really a surprise. The Dawn Guard stuff has not changed. It all looks pretty good anyway. The Dragon Plate has not changed. Dragon Scale has not changed. Dwarven, still same. Here, I'm kind of surprised the Ebony armor has not changed, because Nordwar has a good Ebony version, and we're not seeing it here. Not sure why that is. The Elven has not changed. So there may actually... I wonder if there's an issue here. Again... Let me double check and make sure my settings are correct. I'll be right back. Alright, so what I'm seeing is correct. This does not replace everything. You can see he was made from faith, which is kind of funny. This does not replace everything. You can see your glass is going to be basically the same. Now your hide armor is wonderful. It's going to be different. I like this version. This is definitely a Nordwar version of the hide armor. Your Imperial stuff is going to be different. And hold on a second. Where's the Imperial? Here. So that looks good, right? I like the one that looks a little bit more like the guard armor from Oblivion, but this is fine too. This still looks good. Here's the light version. So you're definitely getting this. Now there are some other things you're getting, and we'll get into those. This is the iron. And I'm not showing those yet because we need to make those. We need to make some of those. It's going to be like the lamellar stuff and things like that. The leather is different, which is cool. I appreciate that. I think that's a good looking leather armor. More realistic than some of the other stuff we see in the game. Nightingale is not different. Nordic, no, it's not different. Orcish, no, it's not different. Savior's Hide, nope, no difference. Now the scaled armor, there's two versions of scaled. So there's that, and then there's this. So I guess it depends on which one you prefer. Both go with the bracers and boots and stuff. This one has that little bit of a green tunic showing underneath, and this one does not. I think I like this one a little better, but it just depends. That's so subjective, So here, I don't think we're going to have anything different there. Nothing different in the Stalrium. Steel, we should know. Oh, surprisingly, they did not include the steel armor. Okay, well, they didn't include it. They didn't include it. There's nothing we can do about that. They didn't include the plate. Okay. Again, nothing we can do about that, but they didn't include Nordwar's. Okay, so this does not include a lot of things. They didn't include the Stormcloak, so don't expect this to be different. I'm just showing it to you. I think I have a mod that might be changing that shield a little bit, but don't worry about that. Studded armor, there we go. This goes kind of like with the scaled or hide. If we roll back up and we do like the scaled bracers and stuff. See, I think it looks kind of like that. Did I do that correctly? I didn't do the scaled boots. I messed up. Sorry about that. And of course, there isn't a scaled helmet. So, oh wait, there is a scaled helmet. Is that a scaled helmet? Well, maybe the hide stuff would go better with that. Let's roll back up to the hide. Maybe this will look better. Bear with me. Bear with me. This is, you know, we're just going through this. Let's use the hide shield, the hide helmet, bracers, and boots. Now we're going to keep on this armor that we have down here, and I think this looks better. This is the, which was this? It's studded. So that goes better with the studded armor, honestly. That's my opinion, of course. You do you. It's all good. So I don't think any of this stuff has changed. No, the wolf has not changed. So, no. Alright. So that's the stuff that we can easily find and see, because this is primarily a replacer. Now, there are some things that are added, and I do want to go back and put those on. Let's just throw the iron on for a moment. At least he'll look consistent, okay? Alright, so let's go down here, and I'll show you on the forge. There's this Cyrodiilic hide armor, which is very nice. We're just going to make some of that real fast. And it's got a studded version. This is much better. I'm not sure why this is not replacing the other, but whatever. And this is the hide, which is fine, and I think it's fine. Looks good. This is the lamellar that I was talking about, and there's a couple of versions of it. And it's nice. And then there's these, which, let's see, that's a fur shield, and this is Nordic hide. Not sure that there's a big difference here. This is where I say, you know, some bundles are different than others. You know, this is why I tend to do my own thing, because I like things a certain way, you know, and you may prefer things a different way. I'm going to make, some of this is different. Some of this is not the same as what we already have. So I'm going to make some of these. I'm not going to make these brawler stuff. I'm just going to leave that out. That's from something else. Iron armor is fine. Now here is iron lamellar. Now this is something else that's been added. So I want you to see this. And iron Nord. See, I would have done this differently, because I would want this stuff to show up differently. But here it's mainly just on the forge, and it's not really, there's two different iron shields. I'm not sure about that. I don't mind having extra stuff though. So having the extra stuff is cool. You'll notice there's these mercenary weapons, which are a little different, not greatly different. I am making some of these as we go. So actually, instead of being a big replacer, this is a lot more of an add-on. And it's not much of a replacer, because you're not really replacing a lot of stuff. Old armor? Oh, okay, so this is the old Legion armor, which I like. Which I just need old stuff and rust gauntlets. I don't like it when they do recipes like that. See, that just means I can't easily show that to you, because I don't even know. I would have to go out in the world and find those things. So, whatever. It's lame, but that's the way it is. Alright. Let's see what we have under studded. We have a couple of different studdeds. So we're going to look at those. The Imperial. Do we have anything drastically different than what... Oh, here's chainmail. We didn't see that. Yeah, there is some stuff we haven't seen. I'm just going to remake a bunch of this. So this is not really a replacer as much as it is an add-on. It adds a lot of stuff. And that's cool in its own right. It's just not what I was expecting. So I'm just going to say that up front. This is chainmail. I love the chainmail in the game. You've seen me use this before. Yeah, these steel things could have replaced the other steel. I do like the Imperial Sword, though. I'll give them credit for that, too. And there's long Nordic chainmail. And then here's these other weapons. But again, these are being added. These aren't really replacing other things. So it's definitely more of an armor add-on and less of a replacer. But we'll go through and look at some of this stuff again. No, I'm not going to redo the steel stuff because it's all the same. It's just... Now wait, here we get steel lamellar. That's different. And we get steel... Okay. So I'll go through this. This is different. Not sure why they chose to go this route, but it is an option. I'm not... Yeah, I guess it sounds like I'm being super negative, and I don't mean it that way. It's just different than what I'm accustomed to. So... however, I still think the Nordwar stuff looks really good, and this is just a different way to implement it if you want more of an add-on, and it does give you a lot of options. So there's a lot of stuff added to your game here that we simply weren't seeing before. Let's see, what's soldier? Okay, some of this, oh wait, that may be Creation Club. There may be a few things in here that's Creation Club, okay? Because I have a bunch of Creation Club stuff. So, be aware of that. I'm not sure what the difference in those are. This is the fur armor and fur boots and gloves. So, again, this is being added in, and this is good stuff. East leather boots. I'm not familiar with that. Don't know whose that is. Guildmaster. Let's see, leather. This is leather armor and boots. We looked at leather. Okay, that's from another mod. Don't worry about those boots. Leather bracers, leather gauntlets, leather helmet, leather lamellar. I don't think we got to look at that. Leather Nord. I don't know if we saw this. Again, a lot of additional add-on stuff. Is this Scout? I think this might be a Creation Club thing. If you're using the Anniversary Edition like me, you may have a bunch of stuff added to your game that I'm not as familiar with. So, still, there's a lot of stuff here being added to the game by Nordwars. The ringmail, yep. I don't think there's going to be a difference. Well, wait, it's the Cyrodiilic. Okay, let's check the Cyrodiilic. Yeah, we'll check that out. Okay, that's the Cyrodiilic. This is Dominion. Okay, so they did add in. Here's the difference. They've added in a lot of Nordwar stuff, but it's not a replacer. It's an add-on. So I'm going to keep repeating that because it surprised me that they did it this way. Really, I'm not putting it down. I mean, it's just a different way of doing this. That's not what I expected. Here's Thalmor. Thalmor. The Thalmor. We don't like the Thalmor. For evil bad guys. And we have the wing. There we go. Let's see, the Orcish stuff did not change. Oh wait, look here. So the Orcish stuff did not change, but they they added some stuff. So Berserk, then normal stuff, and then, oh, here's something new, and then here's something new. I'm going to skip over some things that I'm not sure of. I'm just going to be straight about it. Light armor? I don't remember any light armor for orcs. So this is different. Plate. Again, some of this, like this, I think this is Creation Club, is it not? I might be wrong. So I'm going to show it to you. This is, oh wait, this is war. Okay, this is war stuff. So it's supposed to be different. And war chief. Okay. Now ebony did not change. However, I'm going to get the feeling, here we go, ebony knight armor. They've changed it to be ebony knight. So that you can see the different weapons. Yeah, okay, so they've changed it to be that. I would just assume it'd been a replacer, but if you didn't want a replacer though, this is a different way to do it. And some people might not want a replacer. So again, not trying to be negative, just noting that this is done differently. I don't think glass has changed at all. No, there's no glass. I don't know about dragon. Let's look. I don't see. Wait, there's insulated. That could be a Creation Club thing, though. I've not seen anything like that before from Nordwar. I'm going to ignore that. If you find out it's something, you can let me know. Daedric. Oh, let's go down. Bone mold. I don't think there's anything for bone mold or chitin. Red one. No, there's still not. Nordic. Now here, there could have been. No, there's not. Okay, they didn't do anything for any of that. Okay. Alright, now I do have a whole ton of stuff down in miscellaneous. Unless I see something that just jumps off the page at me, I'm not going to go through this. Because most of this is coming from other mods. Yeah, most of all this is coming from other mods. Or maybe even from Creation Club stuff. So I'm not going to get into all that. I should still be showing you about, 80-90% of everything. So hopefully everything will be cool. Let's see, is this? Yeah, they didn't replace that. Alright, and then that's from another mod. Okay. So this is a whole bunch of stuff that we've done here. Let's go through and just try to take a quick look at some of it. I know this is running a little long, but I think it'll be worth your while in the long run. Let's go down to some of the new weapon stuff, like the Ebony Knight. See, the arrows have a different look to them. And the battle axe has a good look. I like this version of the ebony weapons. The bow. The dagger. Do we need to... we can zoom in, I guess. Okay. The great sword. All of these, I think, have a good look. The mace... Okay. Okay, I'm not a big fan of this style of mace. That's the only thing. But I like the way the sword looks, though it kind of looks kind of rusty sometimes. Anyway, overall, these are very good, except again, that's kind of like that mace. I'm not really a big fan of that. Okay, so this other stuff is normal, it's the same. Let's go down further. The Imperial stuff, we looked at that. We looked at the iron stuff. Now here we have mercenary iron, and these are going to be a little different. I'm just going to flip through these fairly quickly. And you'll see these in the game if they're in the level list, which I'm assuming from what was stated they are. Now the Nord hero stuff you can ignore. The Nordic stuff. Now see the Nordic iron. There you go. That's different. You can see some different things here. Yeah, we can skip that. Okay, the Orcish stuff. I think most of that we can skip. Just wanted to show you some of the weapons. Okay, we're pretty much done with the weapons for now. I didn't mean to go all the way out, but I did, so there we are. So let's go back up here to the top, and I'll show you. Now remember, these are more like added armors and not so much replacers, okay? A lot of this stuff is added into the game, but it's not really replaced. So we have this Akaton, which is some form of padding, whatever you want to call that. It does have some light armorness to it. Now this is the Dominion armor. And we've seen this before, and it looks very good. Looks very nice. We've seen it before in other mods, is all I'm getting at. That's not meant to be a slight to this mod at all. Then we have the banded stuff here. And if you ignore the helmet and the gloves and boots, you can see that that's a different banded than what we looked at earlier. And this is there much difference? I can't see. That's one of those things where I don't see much difference. Okay, moving on. Let's roll down. Blades we can ignore. Chin we can ignore. Clothes, okay, move on. Alright, so here we go. We're back to this. It's a different version of that padded thing. The stats look to be the same to me. Here we have some chainmail armor. You know I like the chainmail. Let's take that hat off and just deal with this right now. Oh, I'm gonna have to go way back up here. Sorry about that. Let's get rid of the shield and the hat. Okay. So anyway, I've used this chainmail before from a different mod, a different port, but the same idea. I think it looks good. I like it. And here is the Dwarven. This is Nordwar's take on the Dwarven, and I think it looks good. You look more like a Dwarven knight, so I think that's a good thing. And here is the fur, and I think that looks better. It looks more like you live in a cold environment and you're trying to stay warm. I like that. And here is a Gambeson, again, a kind of a light padded armor. We have some hide armor. And this was what I was expecting to see under hide. It all depends on how you implement these things. It's fine. There's nothing wrong. When I mention that things are different, that's not different's not always bad. It's not an insult. It's just different. There's that armor. I'm not sure about that, if that is. Someone will have to let me know if that's. It looks almost like that might be Creation Club. I'm really not sure, but some of it reminds me of Nordwar stuff. So it could be Nordwars, and I hate to be that way, but in this case, I wasn't expecting this armor mod to be such an add-on. I thought it was going to be a big-time replacer, and it just wasn't. So let's go to the knight. Now this is the knight, ebony knight, that you will see. That's what I was expecting to see the ebony as. I think it looks good. This is that Dominion armor again. We'll drop the shield up here. It's just a different variation of that elven armor. It looks good. We can skip the normal elven stuff since we looked at all that. Now this is the full Nordic chainmail. Kind of goes with the chainmail we saw up here. If I can, you know what? We're not going to get back to that. That's too much, isn't it? We're not going to go that far back. I'll just give you a look at it here. I think it looks good. If you can imagine the boots and stuff with it, I think it looks pretty good. It's just a different take on chainmail. I'm going to skip all the glass and stuff. We did the hide. We came through and did the hide earlier. So, and the Imperial. Now, the Imperial chainmail, we didn't get to see that. So, I think that has its own look. I guess you could do either boots or bracers, depending on what you want. I think that looks better, but you could go either way. There's some flexibility there with that. And you could do that and that if you wanted. I still think it would look good. Or you could do the medium helmet. So not bad. And then we did the Imperial Light earlier, so I'm not going to do that. We did the iron. We did not do the iron lamellar armor, which there's two versions. Let's drop that helmet and this shield for a second. There's two versions. There's this version of the armor, and then there's that version, which is a little more padded, and the other one's a little more scaled, I guess, or it's kind of chain instead of padded. Yeah, that's it. Okay. And it has a little more armor rating to it. Now we have the Nordic iron plate, Okay, I think these have the same name, but they're two different things. I think this is the Creation Club thing. I think this is Nordwar. I'm just saying. And then this is the one with the pauldrons, and then here's the plate boots that go with that. These, I think, go with that other thing, so I'm not going to count that. I'm going to count that. And then this goes, there we go. That goes with Nordwar stuff. The other, I think, is the Creation Club, so I'm going to skip it. Okay. Not sure which way to go with that, so we're going to move on. Alright, so here is lamellar armor, and this is with pauldrons, and this is bracers, this is greaves, and a helmet. Now you do have the chainmail version. So all of those are pretty good, and I know I'm kind of whipping through them, but we've looked at some of this before. The leather lamellar, there's two versions. They look exactly the same to me. Okay. Then you have the leather Nord. I think we might have looked at this. Now this scout, I think this is going to be Creation Club again. Yeah, this does not look like Nordwar stuff. Okay. The long Nordic chainmail, that looks like Nordwar's. It does. I could be wrong on some of this, so just being honest about it. So I do have the anniversary edition, so I have a lot of that stuff kind of mixed in, which is why in the past I didn't download all that stuff, because it gets to be too much. So you saw this. These are two basically same things. This is another one of those. It's still padded. It's another one. We can skip that. Now we get here to chainmail. We should be able to use that chainmail. And this is, oh, they're basically the same. This one has a little more armor though. Just be aware. But they're basically the same chainmail from what I can tell. Okay, this is a Nordic fur shield if you're doing the fur thing. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see, this is the Nordic hide. And we didn't look at that because, well, I just don't think we did. If that's to give you that idea. This is the Nordic iron. Okay. Oh, my goodness. I went the wrong way. Hold on. Let's get rid of that shield for a second. Okay. So let's go Nordic Iron Mercenary. There you go. So I'm imagining you're going to see some of this in the game, right? This is Nordic Leather again. And this will be Nordic Plate. So that's a different take on it. That's pretty good. That's combining that fur and metal look. I'm pretty sure that is right on. Okay, we can ignore that. This is Nordic Studded. Orcish armor has not changed. The Barbarian is different. And you can see that there. That's the Barbarian. Rah. Like Conan the Barbarian. Then you have Berserk armor, Berserk boots, and gauntlets, and Berserk helmet. Let's get rid of that. And I thought that said boobs for a minute, but it says boots. Must have boobs on the brain. Anyway, so there we go. Looks good there. This is the Orcish chain. Forge Master. Oh, I went too far, sorry. Lamellar. I'm just going to show you some of the differences. We're not going to... There's so much here. This is the light armor. Okay, and there's the light... Oh, sorry. Light lamellar. That doesn't look right, does it? But that's what they're saying, so I'm going with it. This is the light shield. So if you wanted a light armor orc, you could do it. This looks to me like Creation Club. It could be Nordwar, but it looks, I don't know. It doesn't look the same as the others. This is War Armor, War Boots, War Gauntlet, War Helmet, War Shield. This looks like probably Creation Club. I don't know. I'm undecided. Now this looks like this was done. These two look like they were done by Nordwar, probably. I could be wrong about some of this. There's so much here to look at, though. That's the padded. Let's get rid of that helmet. So that's padded. If you just want your guy to run around looking padded, I'm a softie. I'm all padded. Anyway, let's see. So this is reinforced iron armor. Steel. Both of those look really good. This is ringmail leather. Let's go ahead and do all of that. That looks good. Not exactly the way I imagine ringmail, but still, it's okay. So now here, we've done the scaled stuff, right? Here is the silver hand helmet, though. Let's see, we've done that stuff. Okay, so now we're going to get into steel lamellar. That looks padded. This is chainmail underneath, and this is gambeson. Again, it looks like the padded one. This is steel lamellar boots. They look the same to me. Gauntlets look the same to me. Helmet. Okay, probably both helmets look the same. Yep. Mercenary armor is different, and boots, and bracers, and gauntlets. Oh, bracers. Gauntlets. Your choice. There's a minor difference. Greaves. Helmet. Helmet with nose piece. Shield. Okay. That looks good. Looks pretty realistic and looks good. Let's see. Let's move on. Now here, I thought this looked interesting. Should we get rid of that shield for the moment? Yes. That's scaled. I've seen somebody take a version of this and turn this into what's the icy armor? Stalrium, yeah. Make it look kind of like Stalrium. Anyway, and it may have been Nordwar that did it, and I'm just mentioning it because I have seen it. So I'm not sure if I could tell much difference here in this outfit when I swap those around right there. Let's see, anything? Okay, I think that's Creation Club, so I'm going to skip over that. Stormcloak did not change. I think we looked at the studded stuff before. Okay, so the Thalmor Elite stuff, or Thalmor Elite stuff, is more of this. It looks good, but it's more of the same we've already seen. But it looks great, it really does. Depends on what you like. Not much difference here. A little bit of difference in things, but not anything major. That's the same. This is their shield. You can have the winged helmet if you prefer to have the wings. Woo! Got the wings. Let's see, anything else? And I think that's it. So, I know this has taken a while. I'm sorry about that. But we had to go through this to be able to see it only replaces a little bit of stuff. This mod really adds a lot of armor into the game, but it only replaces a few things. It doesn't replace a lot. So, be aware of that. Overall, I liked all the Nordwar stuff, and you'll notice it looked like every piece of this worked properly. I didn't see, if you saw any issues, let me know, but I didn't see any issues. I didn't see any heads disappearing or hands and feet disappearing. Everything seemed right. So it really looks well implemented. If you would rather have the Nordwar armors like this, where most of them are an add-on, and it says that they're going to be in the leveled list. Now, I can't speak to that because I haven't really tried that out, but if it shows up out in the world, then you'll see more of it out in the world, and that's pretty cool too. Okay? Alright, let's take a quick look at the mod again. All right, so we've been looking at Nordwar All-in-One AIO Definitive Edition, about 763 megabytes. This is really good. It has a lot of cool Nordwar stuff. Remember, it's not as much of a replacer as some of the other mods out there are. It replaces some things, but then there's a whole lot of things here that are added into the world, and they're not replacing, like your ebony armor isn't replaced, and your elven armor isn't replaced, that sort of thing, okay? Now it says this is a replacer and leveled loot list mod pack, so it's not totally a replacer, not completely. Alright? Okay. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will catch you later. So I want to acknowledge these people who donate to the channel, who support the channel. They put their money where their mouth is, and I really do appreciate that. So thank you to these folks, and thank you to everyone for watching and supporting the channel.
This has been an OwwThatSmarts production.
Ooh.